hold on, wait, stop the video. This is going to be a new series within my YouTube series. I'm going to come up with random questions and put them at the start of the videos or the end, or basically whenever I actually remember. So be on the lookout for them. And guess what? You need to answer in the comments, and if you don't interact, I hate you. Just know that. I hate you if you do not interact with this question. Question of the day. For $1 billion or pounds, if you were given a 5-day head start, you have unlimited funds to make this happen, but after the 5 days you have no funds and it's cut off. You have 5 days to hide anywhere on the planet. You can do whatever you want. You need to hide, and after the 5 days has elapsed, the whole world, every man, woman and child will be looking for you. If they find you and catch you, you don't win. But if you last 1 month undetected, then you win £1 billion or dollars. Could you do it? In the comments below now. What's happening, boys? We are in Grassy Lakes Trails today. Also Kananaskis, but we'll say Canmore. So we'll be going around this way, up to like a viewpoint over there. We're not actually hiking this. That's too much. But it's like a big viewpoint to the top of a mountain over here, down into this valley. Not as cold as last week, so that's good, because I've been sick as a dog all week. Choked with the cold, migraines galore, not great. But I hate myself enough that I'm going to do it again this weekend. Look at that. What a morning, eh? I had to get a rental vehicle, so I was thinking that in this video I could maybe do a little review of this car. So they've given me this. It's a Mercedes. I don't actually know what kind it is. I'll check in a wee second. But I've been test driving BMWs and Audis recently because I'm going to be getting my own car soon. I'm glad I never test drove Mercedes, because in my opinion, so far, not as good. I mean, it's pretty sick, to be honest. But it is whatever that is, CLA 250. Inside's really nice. Leather seats and stuff, pretty nice. I mean, everything works good, and it's comfortable. It's pretty quick, but it's just not got that oomph that you look for, you know. Yeah, so that car's okay. Tried to order the Audi because obviously Audis are like usually all-wheel drive cars, and it is still snowy, but obviously you never get what you ask for. Okay, yeah, thought this would happen. So they close, there's 2 trails here. Basically this way is the good trail, where it's a bit more challenging, but there's a cool couple of viewpoints. And then there's this way, which is basically just hike up a hill until we get to the top. So they've obviously blocked that off due to the fact it's super icy and snowy. But this is a a good reason to get up in the morning, I think, and get out of the house, just because it makes you feel like better. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel better. Feel like, no for the fact that I've actually done something with my life, but just that I've been out in nature. I've explored, I've got to see some things that maybe, like, almost everything you see is like once in a lifetime, right? Because other people see it differently in their perspective, but also when they see it, it might have changed from how it is now. So for me, right now, I feel quite lucky just being here. Like, I'm seeing this maybe differently than anyone else is, and that just makes me feel good. I don't know why, but that's the best way I can explain it. Yeah, this mountain's really good. This walk's really good. In summer, it's phenomenal because the lakes that are here, so it's called Grassy Lakes Trails. The lakes that are up here are all glacier fed from the mountains up here. When it gets warm in the summer, all the ice and snow melts and comes down. So the lakes are like crystal clear, really like blue, just absolutely beautiful, honestly. But I've never been here in the winter, so I just thought, why not? Just love being outside. This is what I should be doing. 9 to 5s, no thank you. Hiking mountains, out of breath. Yes please. So for everyone watching who lives in like the UK, most parts of Europe, you might not really be aware about like bear safety, just because a lot of countries in Europe don't actually have bears. Oh, here's a good view. I'll tell you in a sec. Okay, so yeah, bear safety, how it's taught here anyway, is when you're walking, like I've said before, be loud, make your presence known to the wildlife. Like generally bears will stay away, but if you do come across them, it's good to know what to do in each scenario. So generally, black bears, if you come across one, generally like colour wise, they're always going to be black, but some can be like tan, brown, and there's even like albino ones as well, so it can be quite difficult to know which species you're actually up against. But the best thing to do is just, while it's a bit away from you, just take in its characteristics. So a telltale sign from a distance, if you're looking at a grizzly bear or a black bear, is the shoulder hump. So when it's down on all fours, grizzly bears have usually, I'm dying, a large hump at the shoulder pads, whereas black bears don't really have that. Black bears also have larger ears, and a bit more of a like pointed nose. Generally, they're much smaller than grizzly bears, but you could come across a young grizzly bear all the same, and it could be maybe borderline black, and you might be thinking, oh my god, it's a black bear, I can challenge this. So what I would say is always carry bear spray, be very safe, but if you can, if you have the time, if it's far back, just try and take in the characteristics. It'll allow you to put yourself a bit more at ease, as if you're dealing with the black bears, generally, even when they are with young, they will bluff charge basically if you stand your ground, they'll back off themselves rather than keep charging at you, but they will bluff charge towards you in hopes that it will scare you to run. But in doing so, that can trigger a hunting mindset in the bear, and you could basically become like a prey target potentially for the bear. So when you're dealing with black bears, you should be a bit assertive, trying to push it away, but don't run at it, don't get close, just stand your ground. Generally they should go away. If the bear doesn't seem like it's gonna go away, that's why bear spray's there. Last line of defence, generally you would spray it in small doses. You don't want to use the full can straight away. I think if you hold the trigger in, the can disperses in about 12 seconds. So yeah, it might help for 12 seconds, but generally you've just pissed that bear off. So if it goes away, comes back and you don't have another can of bear spray, then you've got a pissed off bear on your hands. So yeah, black bears, what we're told here anyway is stand your ground for the most part. Try not to run away. You can become a prey animal in the mind of the bear. And use your bear spray as a kind of last line of defence. For grizzly bears, it's a bit different. These guys don't really give a fuck if you stand your ground. They're bigger than you. And they could definitely take you on, so they don't really care. If you're in large groups, it may deter the bear because there's multiple people, like maybe 6 or more people. I wouldn't count on it, but potentially it could. But generally, if we come across a grizzly bear, what you do is basically speak to the bear while you start walking backwards from where you just came from. So whether that have to be back to the start of the trail or back up to the top of the trail, you do that, but you keep facing the bear. You keep talking to the bear with a calm voice, but a loud voice, so it knows you're there, basically trying to make sure it knows that you're not a threat. And if you can do that, the likelihood is that the bear might move on. If it's just came out of hibernation, it's looking for food, there could be a dangerous scenario here. However, this is why we carry the bear spray. It's super important if you're coming to Canada or anywhere in North America really, just take bear spray. I always take bear spray. I have usually a hatchet and a knife in my bag. Those are for like making campfires and stuff generally, but it's always good to just make sure that you're prepared for any scenario. If the bear does attack and the bear spray fails or the bear spray does not work, what we're told is lie down in a ball in the fetal position essentially, and clasp your hands behind your neck and tuck your head right in. The bear is going to fuck you up. What the aim here is, it doesn't get its jaws around your neck. That is basically the aim here. Like if you're doing solo hikes like I've been doing, this is something you need to be aware of. This is why making sure you're up to date with this sort of knowledge is just very, very beneficial, and it's definitely going to help you at least have a chance of survival if you come across any of these species. I know they had to do this, but I just hate this. This is so annoying. So like this area is so beautiful, but there's basically a perfect viewpoint like here, which you've just seen. And there's another one over there with a bench. But there's these giant telephone poles and they have the cables coming down, so you can basically see the cables the whole time. It just takes away that feeling of like nature. I mean, I know they kind of had to do it, but honestly, this is why people come to these places, to escape like normality and like civilization, right? You want to be out here exploring. So we basically got up here in like 30 minutes, which is pretty good time considering the snow. This is one of the lakes, but it's covered in snow right now, so it's not ideal. But there's a nice view of the mountain here, and then this is like a rock climbing mountain over here. We'll walk over, but a lot of people in the summertime come up here and climb this like rock face. They must have absolutely massive cojones, because there's no way I'd be doing that. So I mean, even though it's quite dark right now, likely because the sun's not really out, you can still see how clear this water is, just because of it's all glacial fed, so there's literally like no dirt and nothing really in it. It's just kind of rocks and sticks, but like you can basically see right to the bottom there. I mean, it's only a few feet deep here, but it's still really clear. It's just awesome, absolutely awesome. And in the summertime, there's usually a lot of ducks here. Sometimes you can get deer coming up having a drink and stuff. So I mean, it's really nice. I would definitely advise people come here. Like it's not far from like the town centre of Canmore. Canmore is a stunning place. In my opinion, probably better than Banff, because it's more normal, whereas Banff is kind of orchestrated in a way that it's like for the tourists basically. So you have all your bigger stores in Banff, all the restaurants are kind of catering towards tourism and stuff. It just feels more touristy, whereas Canmore just feels like a normal place, and it's still as stunning. So this is like the upper lake. It's a bit more open. Not too much, but over that side it's a bit open, but it's just so clear. But yeah, people climb this rock. I don't know why. Maybe they have a death wish, but I would leave that to the goats or the bighorn sheep, because one wrong move and it's game over, right? Nice little bridge. So that view has made me very hungry. Time for breakfast.
Into the mouth. Nice.
So I mean, nothing as strenuous as last time, but I'm okay with that. Like I said, I've been feeling ill all week, choked, can't really breathe. So it's a nice, pleasant little morning walk. Stunning views. I'm happy, you know? And that is the main point of doing this.
be fucking happy. So by the way, if there's any like Fish and Wildlife or hunters or anything who have more information about bear safety or just bears in general, like I know the general biology and I know a bit of the mentality of a bear, but like I said, I grew up in Scotland. We have 0 natural predators, and we have a heavy overpopulation of deer. So I mean, if people want to give me information on the bear stuff that I was talking about, by all means put it in the comments. I'm all ears. I love to learn more about wildlife. If you've never been to the UK or Scotland, we have like no natural predators, so you can walk anywhere in the UK pretty much without a fear of death by animal. I mean, stags potentially, cows like bulls maybe, but most of the time there's like nothing. They've just released bison to our area in England, which, I mean, it's pretty cool, yeah, but they should be doing it all over the UK. The Scottish Highlands needs more of an ecosystem. Like I've said in previous videos, Scotland, especially the Highlands, is basically the same as Alberta, just Alberta's on a bigger scale. So, in my opinion, to like curb or at least help with this overpopulation of deer and just animals that are decimating the trees and destroying the grasslands and things, would be to introduce a predator. There has been talks of it. A lot of people wanted to introduce the wolf initially. I would be happy enough with that, because I would love to go in the Scottish wilderness and try to see a wolf in like real life in the wild, you know. But there's obviously a hell of a lot of pushback on stuff like that due to the fact that people have a lot of pets, so they walk their dogs, and like people have cats but they're not house cats, they can go outside. And farmers, they're already getting fucked up a bit by foxes and badgers, like giving their cows like tuberculosis and stuff. So they have a bit of a problem with the wildlife. I mean, I'm not attacking any farmers, by the way. I think they do an absolutely 10 out of 10 job, and if we didn't have them, the country would be in absolute shambles, even more than it already is. But we really need to come together as a country, as Scotland, and decide how we can fix this problem. If wolves are going to be too aggressive or just too much of a large predator, the other option that has been kind of floated about would be like the Eurasian lynx, which I'm 1,000,000% for. I don't know why anyone's actually against it. The likelihood of a lynx actually attacking anyone is very low. Obviously the livestock thing is still a problem. Like, they would probably try and do the same as foxes and take out hens and hen houses and stuff, maybe lambs and things like that. But generally, main sort of food sources would be like hares, rabbits. They would compete with the fox for them, so it would keep the balance there. But they would also take out like small deers, especially younger ones, but small species of deer. Maybe not the red deer, but the smaller ones that are in the UK. They would help curb that, and generally that's just going to solve a lot of problems. So this year I'm very much hoping to make more outdoor content like this. I'm going to be learning how to fish, so I mean, maybe I can do a learn with me tutorial, and just we'll figure it out together. I've got some people going to be helping me with that, so that'll be amazing. That's kind of more towards spring, summertime, and then as it gets towards like fall, autumn, we're going to be focusing on learning how to hunt. So again, that might be a big thing that a lot of people from the UK might be like, you bastard, you're a fucking asshole. But trust me, my head was in the same space as you when I lived in the UK. Like, I studied animal conservation while I was living in Scotland. And my whole life has been around like my love for wildlife. So I'm not out here to be some trophy hunter, go places, shoot animals, just be like, oh, get these pictures on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. All I want to do is learn how to track an animal from the get-go, where to follow it, like what sort of telltale signs to look for. And then if I do need to shoot one in the future, I know how to do it and I know how to process it after it. And over here, the way it works basically is you have to go through like a license to obtain your gun and stuff. And they only sell hunting rifles really. They don't really sell like big AR-15s and things to the general public. Not that I'm aware of, again, not 100% clued up on it, but so it's not as bad as America, like where people can walk about with fucking rocket launchers and stuff. I would like to get my license to own like a hunting rifle, and then later this year I would love to go and learn the process of hunting and how to like process an animal once it's been shot. Usually you need to apply for like a tag or a hunting pass so that you can take out a certain amount or a certain type of animal. It helps keep conservation levels to like a really good standard, so there's not overpopulation like there is in the UK, and it just means that people can take that animal and process it and use the meat and the resources from it throughout the year. And apparently it's very, very, very good. Like fresh like deer and fresh moose is meant to be amazing. So obviously my main concern is like my mentality towards it. Like I said, trust me when I say I'm not someone who's desperate to go out and take out animals and be like a mad trophy hunter. I just want to learn the skills because, one, I live here now, it's part of life, it's a way of life. It's good to get involved in stuff like that when you move to different places. But also, the world could honestly go tits up at any moment. If the electricity grids go down, or the natural gas stops, or the fuel stops, or there's a terror attack like EMP and everything goes out, like if you can't get money out the bank, or you can't use your phone or your card to pay for something, then what? I know it sounds apocalyptic and insane. I'm not a doomsday prepper, but I'm just saying, if I was to learn skills like that, I feel like they're invaluable for the rest of your life. They're just amazing. Okay, so we're back in the car. First video we didn't need to bally up, so there's a win. Well, I like doing it, to be honest. It looks fucking cool, but yeah, you know what it is. So yeah, smaller video today, not up to too much. I'm gonna go into Canmore, grab some coffee, might add more to the video, might make it into another video, who knows. But yeah, if you guys can do me an absolute brilliant favour, same as always, subscribe, like, comment, share it with your friends. You can also add the bell notification to that subscribe, which means every time I post, you'll get a notification that Dirt Fruits is out with a new solo hike or whatever I'm going to be up to. So yeah, just let's get on it, boys. Let's create a little community here and stay frosty.